Sunderland AFC. They have one of the most exciting young group of players in English football, and today we're putting that to the test with a no transfer rebuild. I have no idea how long this will take. A long time. A very long time. That all depends on how the lads grow and develop. If you are new around here, lads, don't forget to subscribe. It helps the channel out massively. And get yourself over to the community tab where we vote for all of the rebuilds. Don't worry, lads, the Schalke one will be coming soon. That's enough waffling though for now. Let's get into it. Before we dive into this career mode, there is actually two stipulations I want to make off the bat, which is a fantastic way to start any career mode. The first one being Jack Clarke. Clarke, he's the one transfer I'm going to allow myself in this career mode. Obviously, I'm going to wait until we're in the Premier League and perhaps when Ipswich get relegated. Our former star, where he actually did start the season with us playing a few games before his transfer, and also he's having a torrid time at Ipswich. The other one is Wilson Isidore. He's technically here on loan, but on the game he's coded to be here permanently. We do have a deal in place to bring him in on a permanent at the end of the season, but I'm going to keep him around. However, as for the other two loan players, Salas Abdul Samid and Chris Mepham, both of them are having their loans cancelled. Alright, now that's out the way, let's get into it. Before I dive into what the team looks like for this season, then I'll just have a look at some of the loans that we've organised. We've got a lot of promising young lads out on loan, especially this lad, Eliza Mayenda. Thought you were a dog last season, fella, but you've been pretty good at the start this one. But with Isidore and Connolly, you need game time, lad. As for the rest of the team, then this is how we're looking in a 4-1-4-1. Between Isidore, Connolly and Mayenda, I'm sure we'll have a striker somewhere. This midfield will pretty much stay the same for the entire career mode save, except Paddy Roberts will probably swap out for Jack Clarke at some point. Again, the back line will also stay the same, except Luke O'Nien will get changed out. The last centre back spot will be open for Elise, Helge or Self, whichever one takes the reins. Paddy will also be our long-term keeper. This midfield trio though of Chris Rigg, Dan Neil and Joe Bellingham was pretty much the entire reason I'm doing this career mode. Like prime Barcelona. Chris Rigg especially, only 17, one of the hottest prospects in world football. This lad will go right to the very top. That pretty much wraps up the summer update though. These little transfer window breaks are going to be really short, just checking on development and where players are at if we're loaning players out. So I jump to the end of the season until even get promoted on our first try. And here we are at the end of the season then, our first year as summer manager in this no transfer rebuild, and we're currently sitting in second. Leeds, as expected, absolutely ran away with the title, 104 points for them. We're on 86 and 3 points away from Luton, which means that a draw in our final game will be enough to guarantee promotion. Our final game of the season, and we were home to QPR with a chance to get promotion to the Premier League. This does seem awfully familiar. Gives it to Dan Neil. Dan Neil with a chance. It's 2-1 to Sunderland in the 88th minute. They've done it. Anyway, this is the team. It's our strongest lineup. Let's jump into the game and see if we can confirm promotion. Away are the lads. Huge game feel here at the stadium, and like, as we're trying to book our spot back in the top flight since 2017. Let's go. Elliam now feeds it into Isidore. Isidore turns well. Could be an early chance here. Wilson Isidore. Oh, good save from Shepard. One taking short here to Mundle. Mundle now is going to float this into the box in towards Hume. Gets up. Oh, just wide. You know, one-way traffic so far. They're just trying to find something with Rigg. Rigg plays it back to Neil. Neil out to Job. Job's going to go for goal. It's a decent shot. Oh, Bellingham. He finds the back of the net. What a goal. It just kind of floated there. The keeper, no chance. 1-0 here. 1-0 now. Isidore coming forward. Bellingham. Can you fancy a second goal maybe? Can you back to Isidore? Isidore the chance to make it 2-0. Oh, off the post. Coming forward now. Chris Rigg plays it in. Isidore, bit of space in the box. Just trying to find space for shot. Maybe going to go back to Bellingham. Bellingham. The Isidore over to Chris Rigg. Space opens up. Feeds off to Isidore. Isidore goes for goals. A good shot. Oh, good save. The onslaught continues now as Chris Rigg feeds it into Isidore. Isidore the chance to make it 2-0. He buries from close range. Get in, Wilson, lad. Mundo now coming forward. Space is opening up. Plays it through to Isidore. Isidore could be in to make it 3. Off the post. So one-way traffic in the first half, and that's continuing now in the second. As space opening up for Bellingham. He goes for goal. It's his second goal for outside the box today. Joe Bellingham is one for the future, this lad. UPR has offered us absolutely nothing today. Isidore floats it into Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg gets it down to Mundo. Mundo goes for goal. Good save. Dan Neil plays it back to forward to Bellingham. Bellingham have a hat-trick here. He's going to slip it through to Patrick Roberts. Roberts goes for goal. Oh, what a save. On here taking shots by Roberts into Mundo. Mundo now floats it into Bellingham. Bellingham! Oh, what a save. Another corner taken short now. Roberts floats it in towards O'Nien. O'Nien gets up. Another good save from the keeper. This could be a cricket score here. Taken short again. Mundo floats it in the box. In towards Isidore. Goes for goal. Oh, how did that not go in? Chris Rigg picks it up now, plays it into Mundo. Mundo slips off to Isidore. Isidore now going forward. Not happy with 3. Oh, off the bar. That was so close. And we get our fourth now. It's going to fall to Chris Rigg. Goes for goal. And it's 4. And Chris Rigg with the pick of the bunch there. And there we are then. On a day that we needed a draw to go up, we get an emphatic 4-0 win. Confirmation of our promotion then as we go up in second place. Leeds a massive, what's that, 18 points ahead of us. That's crazy. Joining us in the Premier League is the Baggies. West Brom go up with a 2-1 win over Luton. In the FA Cup, we actually went out to Newcastle 2-1 in the round 3. Over in the Carabao Cup, we actually went out to Shrewsbury in round 1 on penalties. Stats wise then, it was Wilson Isidore who bagged 21 goals across the season to be our top scorer. Patrick Robertson got 12 goals and 11 assists, bagging 33 goal contributions. Bellingham also had a decent shout there with 11 and 9. In terms of development, then EA made the very wise decision to remove how much they've grown each season. Now we have to just kind of remember, but Anthony Patterson's up to 78. He's the best player in our team. Hume, Ballard, and Dan Neil all up to 77. Sirkin and Bellingham both up to 75 as well. Chris Rigg only went up to a 70, which is pretty slow development given what I expected from him, but he'll have plenty of time to grow next season too. In terms of the loanees, then nothing much to scream and shout about, but they'll pretty much all get sent out again next year. What about wraps up season 1 then? Let's now jump into season 2, back in the Premier League. First things first, then we're going to pump all of our money pretty much into getting all these new contracts so the lads sorted out. Here we are, then the one signing we're allowed to make in this career mode. As the prodigal son, Jack Clarke returns to the Stadium of Light, looking good lad. His other team is looking then heading into the new season. His winter updates are going to be small. This isn't much to talk about outside of how the players are developing and who's been sent out on loan. Clark's obviously back, he's on the left, while Mundell's been moved over to the right. Patrick Roberts is now going to be an impact player off the bench. Aside from that, it's pretty much the same as last year. Organised a bunch of loans once again. Leo Helge being 21, 69 rated. He's the long-term centre-half, I think. Need a big year from him. At least here's the other option, but he is 24, but you never know. He could be the one to develop. There is a chance as well we got promoted too soon, but we're going to find out next. I think we're definitely better than Southampton and West Brom. It just depends if we can avoid being that third team that gets relegated. Let's not waste any more time. Let's now jump to the end of the season. And here we are at the end of the season then, and it is not looking good. We're currently sat in the relegation zone. However, we are only 1 point away from safety. And we do have a game in hand, so you might be thinking, oh, it's actually not all that bad. However, our last 2 games are against Man United and Liverpool. If we win both of them, we stay up. If we win one of them, we might stay up. Who knows what's going to happen? All I know is that we are going to play these games, of course, and try our best to try and stay in the Premier League this year. This is the team. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the game. 2 tough games back to back then to try and stay in the division. Can we do it? It's all going to start today against United. Oh, and Holland could be in here. He just burst past the defenders. He's so much more quicker. Patterson rushing out now. Patterson, not great save, Pato. Almost a disastrous start, but we save face. There is Clarke. Now picks up the ball, trying to get past Lindelof. Diving into the box now is Clarke. Lays it back to Isidore. 1-0 after just 10 minutes. Lads, survival, the great escape could be on. Clarke now into Bellingham. Bellingham coming forward now, trying to find a second goal here. Lay it off to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg goes for goal. Good shot. Good save. Now coming forward now with Fernandes. Plays it into Hoyen. Hoyen could be one-on-one. Hoyen goes for goal. Oh, off the bar. Counter-attack now. And this is pretty much how we're going to have to play it into Clarke. Clarke now plays it into Isidore. Isidore, I don't know why the defender dived in there. Isidore goes for goal. It's 2-0. There's Harry Maguire dived in for no reason. And Isidore makes it 2. Sirkin now does really well. He's going to play it into Isidore. Isidore across to Mundell. Mundell now gives it into Chris Rigg, just trying to work something here into Jack Clarke. Clarke goes for goal. Oh, off the bar. The free kick here for United in a dangerous position. A chance for them back into the game. It's going to be Talisca to stand up. Goes for goal. And he's found the back of the net. Ah, they're back in the game. 2-1 here. United now coming forward. Holland diving into the box. Ballard's going to try and stand him up. He's missed the ball. Passing, yes, lad. Trying to work something now in the second half. Chris Rigg floats it over to Clarke. Clarke brings it down. Oh, I think we've done enough now as the ball falls to Jack Clarke. His shot is going to be blocked, but that should be the final whistle, ref. Just blow it and give us 3 points. Yes, lads. All right. Step 1 complete. Up next, Liverpool. Back at the Stadium of Light then for one last game this season. Can we survive relegation on the final day? Liverpool are going to be a hell of a test, and realistically we need 3 points as Southampton have lead to a rock bottom of the Premier League. Coming forward now, Liverpool. Guy Corres plays over the top to Salah. Salah goes for a header. Oh! A diving header to beat Pato. You've got to be doing there. Trying to get players forward now. Bellingham turns well onto his right. Coming into the box now. Bellingham goes for goal. It's a good shot. Good save. Trying to keep the attack alive now. Sirkin plays it into Dan Neil. Neil out to Chris Rigg. Over to Mundell. Mundell now gives it into Clarke. Clarke, run Bellingham. Run. Get into the box. Back to Jack Clarke. Clarke goes for goal. Good save. Trying to get a counter attack before half time. Then Mundell with a big ball over to Isidore. Isidore now, if he can get it under control, might be able to get a shot away. The defender's giving him space. Isidore, it's the box. Isidore, 1-1. Come on. In the second half now, Liverpool coming forward first. Curtis Jones trying to get past Luke O'Nien, just trying to step him up outside to get Corres back into Salah. Don't let him shoot. He's going to shoot, but I think he's safe for Pato. Mundell now waiting for the run of Isidore. He's so good at getting him behind here. Isidore's going to try and turn into Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg into Jack Clarke. Clarke 1-on-1. It's 2-1. Yes. Jack Clarke gives Sunderland hope of surviving on the final day. Chris Rigg now driving from midfield. He's got a lot of space. He's really got on the ball here. He's going to keep going forward. They're not going to close him down. Just keep coming forward. Sun slips it in. The Hume, not the best pass into Isidore. Isidore to Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke goes for goal. Oh, what a save. Trying to keep it alive here. Ballard into Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg goes for goal. Good block. He's going to fall for Isidore. 3. Oh, he's offside. Got a corner here now taken shortly to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg's going to play it edge of the box to Jack Clarke. Clarke Lays it off to O'Neill, just trying to find space for a shot. Into Ballard, slips it through to Jack Clarke. Clarke goes for goal, good save. Clarke with the rebound. Oh, another save. Big win here, Sirkin. Yes, slide. Bellingham into Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke trying to hold him up. Slips it through to Bellingham. Bellingham with a chance to confirm safety. Yes! 3-1 on the final day in front of the home fans. We've secured another Premier League season. Come on. Confirmation of our survival then. In the end, we didn't even need to win. We didn't know that. I didn't check the scores during the game. Overall, that's a great first season back in the Premier League, especially considering we can't sign anyone. Besides Jack Clarke, of course. In the FA Cup, we went out in round 4 to Spurs. In the Carabao Cup, we actually made it to the semi-final before getting knocked out by Man United 5-2. Looking at stats, then it was once again Isidore leaving the line with 17 goals. Jack Clarke also back 13 across all comps, and Joe Bellingham got 10. Assist, it was Jack Clarke again with 9, Mundo with 4. Looking at the development then, Pato goes up to an 81, while Hume and Ballard also get into the 80s. Daniel and Jack Clarke both sit on a 79, while Sirkin 78. Bellingham up to a 77, with Mundo and Isidore both on 76. Only 2 growth from Chris Rigg. I'm not entirely sure what's happening with him. He's getting plenty of game time. He played 36 games in all comps. Some decent growth across the Lone Army as well then. That will wrap up season 2 as we confirm survival with 2 brilliant back-to-back victories of Man United and Liverpool. And we push on higher at the table in season 3. I have a feeling it's probably been another consolidation season, but let's go. And here we are then, season 3. This is how the team is looking. Honestly, with this group of players, we shouldn't be looking at relegation. We should just be happy with a mid-table finish. Chris Rigg, I don't know why he's not developing, but I have faith that this will be his season. O'Nine's keeping up well in centre back as well, 75. As always, we've organised a boat ton of load to all the players on the fringe of the team. It's going to be a big season for Ekwar and Adil Oiche. Actually, scrap all that. I've decided to make a huge call then as we decided to send Chris Rigg out on loan. He's off to Germany to develop in Wolfsburg for 12 months. I'm just trying to reset his development or something. I've got to try something. I did bring back from loan Pierre Ekwar, so he'll play a big part this season. I also forgot to mention we've switched to a 4-3-3 holding just to be a bit more attacking going forward. That wraps up the summer update. Let's now get into the season and see how things go. See if Chris Rigg can develop and see if we can survive comfortably this time in the Premier League. Into the end of the season then, and we are currently sat in 14th, and you might be thinking, it's pretty good. Problem is, if you actually look at the table, there's 3 points separating 18th to 13th. Any one of Wolves, Sunderland, Brentford, Newcastle, Fulham or Nottingham Forest could be the ones that join Everton, Sheffield United in the Championship next year. So it means we're going to have to play one final game this season. And our final game happens to be against Manchester City, who themselves need a win to try and get the Premier League title over Chelsea. Low-key, if this was an actual Premier League final day, this would be generational. There's really too many results to really speculate on what might happen if we don't win. I think if we don't win, I'd hope that one of the teams below us drop points, but you never know. We just have to just go into this game at the Etihad and try to win. However, we've been here before, lads. We'll do it again. Get stuck into them from the off. Let's go. Moving forward now for the first chance. Bellingham slips it through towards Mundo. 1-0. First chance of the game, we've buried it. Romain Mundo coming in from the wing, volleys it home, get in. City coming forward now, Dooku with the ball, diving in with 1-9, not good enough, just going to cut it back to Gvardiol to Haaland. Haaland to Nunes, good save, Pato. City coming forward now, Doku feeds into Haaland. Haaland trying to close him down, goes for goal. That's poor defending there, lads, 1-1. There could be in now again, we've really collapsed coming into the second half. Haaland's going to go for goal, good save, Pato. Kind of works from here, Clarke now plays it into Isidore. Back to Ekwar, oh what a save. Moving forward now, Clarke feeds it through to Isidore turns brilliantly, Isidore to make it 2-1, keeper saved it. You're coming forward now, Rodri slips it through to Haaland now 1-on-1, goes for goal, good save, Pato. Man City now just trying to work something, Rodri coming into the box, puts it out to Arojo now, goes for goal, it's a good shot, good save, Pato. He might have given the ball away there, O'Neill, no! We gave the ball away, I tried to win it back, and O'Neill just missed it completely and gave away a penalty. In the 87th minute, it's Haaland versus Patterson, he's not going to miss. That's the game, 2-1 to Man City. Have other teams done us a favour? Are we going to stay up? We can breathe a sigh of relief there, as results elsewhere do mean that we survive the Premier League drop in 16th spot. It is Nottingham Forest who end up going down. Over in the FA Cup, it was a round 3 exit as we lost to Leicester 2-1. In the Carabao Cup, it was round 3 for us as we went out on penalties to Wolves. Over in the stats department, then it was another productive season with Jack Clarke and Isidore, who got 15 and 13 respectively. Bellingham and Mundo both got 10 as well, hitting double digits. In terms of development, then Jack Clarke shot up to an 83 this season, with Hume getting up to 82 impressively as well. Pato, Ballard, Daniel and Mundo all went up to an 81, with Bellingham hitting the 80s as well. Now a gamble with Chris Rigg paid off as he finally broke his development curse and went up to a 78 while out on loan at Wolfsburg. Sometimes my genius, it's frightening. He's going to be massive in our midfield next year. Between Elise, Helge, Selt, and Triantis, we're still waiting on one of them to develop fully into Ballard's long-term partner. That wraps up season 3. Now another productive season. The team is slowly growing, so I'm not too sure how long it's going to take for us to actually get in the top half of the Premier League. But for now, let's jump into season 4. Into season 4 then, and we've made a few changes. The biggest change being that we transformed Trey Hume into a centre-half rather than a right-back. And we've got Pembele, who's still only 24, plenty of time to develop. We've got him in the starting right-back spot. Just between Triantis, Selt, Helge, and Elise, none of them were stepping up really past 74. I decided to put Hume in there for now, although again, he could go back to right-back if one of those guys has a big season. It's also down to Pembele to try and make that spot his own. Again, just a number of loan deals throughout the squad. Tom Watson up to 71, he could be one for the future. Mayenda a 74, big year from him, and he could be challenging Isidore for the starting striker role next season. Luke 9 is also retiring at the end of the year, so it's really now or never to try and figure out the other centre-back spot. It'll be a big year for the midfield then, as we've reunited Rig with Neil and Bellingham. And like I said before, Mayenda could be the starting striker come next season, so it has to be a big year here from Isidore. I appreciate these summer updates are only short, as there really isn't much to talk about, given the fact that we're not bringing anyone into the club. But let's hope this season we can finally push on past the bottom half of the table, maybe even try and challenge the top 10. And here we are to the end of the season, then as you can see, we've actually played all of our games. As we got to the end of the season, we were just stuck between Arsenal and Wolves, couldn't go up, couldn't go down. We're just happy to sit in here. Getting 52 points is by far our best season. A bit disappointing that we're still in the bottom half, but a great spot to push on from. The FA Cup went out in the 3rd round, losing to Fulham on penalties. And in the Carabao Cup, it was the 3rd round as we went out to West Ham 1-0. Looking at stats then for the season, Jack Clarke bagged 18 goals, with Isidore being the only one else to get double figures, hitting 14. In terms of assists, it was Clarke with 10 and Mundo with 8. We had some really good development throughout the team for pretty much every player, especially with our midfield trio of Dan Neil, Chris Rig, Joe Bellingham going up to 84 and 83. Another thing to note was Mayenda had a great season out on loan at Wolves, going up to an 81, so he's going to challenge Isidore next season for the starting spot. Some of the big movers included Elise, who went up to 77, and Matty Young, who also went up to 77 while out on loan. Obviously, at the end of the season, we are going to say goodbye to Luke 9 as well. We cannot replace him. We cannot. And that wraps up the 4th season then, obviously, with no transfers. It's a very slow rebuild, but hopefully now that most teams in the 80s, we should push on at the top half. The problem is, the Premier League, all the teams above us are just constantly investing, so we're constantly working behind them, but we're heavily relying on players developing. Anyway, bring on season 5. The start of each season pretty much looks the same, as we spend all of our budget just wrapping up contracts. Season 5 then is just finally the season we can push on into Europe, do something more than just existing in the Premier League. Who knows? This other team is looking then. I move Rig up to attacking midfield and push Bellingham and Neil into a midfield too. Mayenda is only 23, he's 81 rated now, still got bags of potential. He's going to get the starting berth over Isidore this season. As always, it's Clarke and Mundell on the 2 wings, and the back 5 hasn't changed from last year either, although I could do with some better growth from Pembele. Every year the loans are getting less and less, as it kind of feels like they're pointless now, as some of these players are just reaching the highest they're going to get. Until they potentially do get to a rating where they might be in the first team, there's no point in not doing this, so we'll keep an eye on how they go. Not much else to report then, so let's dig into season 5. Here we are into the end of the season then, and as you can see, we have our first chance at real silverware in this career mode, as we have reached the FA Cup final against Aston Villa. Over in the league then, it was by far and away our best season back in the Premier League, as we wrap up the 7th place spot. We're not going to be playing any games in the end of season update, as our spot has been confirmed. We couldn't go above United, we couldn't go below Arsenal. All focus on the FA Cup, and here we are then, by far and away the biggest game of this save so far. I'm not entirely sure whether the 7th will get us into the Europa League or Conference League, but none of that matters if we can lift the trophy today. FA Cup final against Aston Villa, let's go. 1973 FA Cup was the last time Sunderland won a major trophy, and we're going to try and do it again today. Let's go. Jack Clarke on the ball now, feeds it into Chris Rig. Space is going to, I should have went for the pass. I did go for the pass in the end. I got, I'm going to win the ball back. Go, Mayenda. It's Mundell. Oh, what a save from the keeper. High pressure here again. Dan Needle wins the ball with a floating ball now. Over to Jack Clarke. Clarke squares it. Keeper gets in the way. Keeping the pressure up now. Rig feeds it into Jack Clarke. Clarke cuts back, gives it back into Chris Rig. Chris Rig lays it off to Mundell. Mundell now one-on-one. Can he get the shot away? Oh, another good save from the keeper. Oh! Almost an own goal there. More high pressure. Mundell has the ball now with a big ball over to Jack Clarke. If Clarke can square it to Mayenda. Oh, is he going to get there? No, the keeper denies him again. Oh, Mundell's won the ball high at the pitch now into Mayenda. Mayenda with a chance to make it 1-0. Another good save from the keeper. Into the second half now, and Silway the one on top here. As comes to Chris Rig and edge block. Chris Rig goes for goal. Good shot. Easy save in the end for the keeper. Pembele now gives it into Dan Neil. Dan Neil going forward into Jack Clarke. Clarke feeds off back to Dan Neil. Dan Neil with a Mundell just trying to work something at the box here for a shot. Mayenda opens up. Oh, it's bad. Aston Villa really haven't offered anything this game. This is their first chance coming forward. Now Lopez is going to go for goal. Good block. It's going to be an easy save for Pat. Bellingham now charging forward from midfield. Feeds it into Mayenda. Mayenda lays it off for Chris Rig. Chris Rigg feeds it back into my end. Now the chance to make it 1-0. Oh, another good save from the keeper. Trying to work something here off the corner now. Mundo with a big cross into the box. Rigg gets up, headed up. Oh my god. Mundo now into Chris Rigg. Rigg into Bellingham. Bellingham into Dan Neil. Dan Neil feeds it into my end. Trying to find space for a shot. Puts back to Mundo. Back to Dan Neil. Dan Neil to Mundo. Mundo back to Dan Neil. Dan Neil goes for goal. Well blocked. Oh, and Pedro's beating the defense here, and he could be in the 90th minute. This would be so undeserved. We haven't taken out chances, and Aston Villa have had one, and they've scored in the 91st minute. Absolutely heartbreaking, lads. What? Oh. I am genuinely a loss of words. How have we lost this final? We were dominating from start to finish. One slip up in defence, and they score. Yep, enjoy the FA Cup, Aston Villa. I hope it makes you very happy. If you need reminding, we did lose in the FA Cup final 1-0 to Aston Villa. We went out in round 2 of the Carabao Cup, losing 3-1 to Hull City. Over in the stats, it was a very productive season for Mayenda, who bagged 27 goals in all comps. Jack Clarke racked up 31 goal contributions, hitting 19 goals and 12 assists. And Jack Clarke actually won the Golden Shoe with 12 assists in the Premier League. Pato only ended up 1 clean sheet away from the Golden Glove as well, which was won by Kaneshi, who had probably the best game of a keeper I've ever seen in the FA Cup final. And that's why season 5 wraps up. It's either going to be Europa League or Conference League football next season. Let's find out and jump into season 6. Just a quick pause before we get into the next season. I just want to say a quick apology. I just finished recording the rest of this episode, and I just realized that the output was wrong. The final few seasons of this episode are going to be in a lower resolution, and I just apologize. There's nothing I can do now. I hope you guys can still enjoy the rest of the video. Into season 6 then we go. First bit of business then, Patrick Roberts is retiring at the end of the season. We cannot replace him. Well, we actually did replace him, but you know, the point's still there. It's a sentimental thing. We've got barely any loans this season, really. Just a few lads that are still stragglers. Matty Young, 79, 22. He might still become a first teamer, but Pato's up to 85, so that'll be a big few years for Matt Young. Watson's still got time. He's only at 75 at 23. Sadly though, I think for the centre-back options, they've all kind of sailed. The best option that we really have is to put Pembele in at right back still, and to put Trey Hume at centre-half. Speaking of, this is how the team is looking, and I firmly think this is a top 4 team. We're still going to get growth out of Mayenda, Rigg, and Bellingham this season. Maybe a few bits of growth from Pembele as well. Also to mention, the bench is looking as healthy as it has been all career mode. Just to confirm, it is the Conference League that we'll be competing in this season as well. If you won the FA Cup, obviously you would have got into the Europa League, but that wasn't to be. But the Conference League should be a good introduction to European football. Anyway, another short summer update out of the way. Let's now jump to the end of the season and see how we go in our first year of European football. Before we jump to the end of the season, then we have this absolutely ridiculous fixture lined up. Not only have we reached the Carabao Cup final, it's against Newcastle, our local rivals. What a game this would be in real life. And of course, we have to play it. We're going to jump into this game now and hopefully bring home our first trophy of the rebuild. This is what, season 6, I think, and we've not won nothing yet. We'd even win the championship. Right then, let's head off to Wembley to hopefully bring home the Carabao Cup. We lost in this very final in this very stadium in 2014 in Man City. Can we rewrite history today? Pembele now coming forward, feeds it through to Mayenda. Mayenda could be in here with an early chance to make it 1-0. Mayenda, oh, good save from Merritt. A quiet first half, to say the least. So we're coming forward now in the second, trying to find a way into the game. Pembele waiting for the run to Mayenda. Mayenda make that run. Mayenda in the box now. Mayenda the chance. Good save from the keeper. Can we get the rebound? Oh, yes, yes! What a scabby goal. We'll take it 1-0. Coming forward now, Cirkin into Jack Clarke. Clarke later off to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg turns. He's into Mayenda. Mayenda goes for goal. Oh, just wide. Counter attack now. Clarke just driving through the heart of the Newcastle defense, waiting for the run of Mayenda. He's got it, but it's not a great run. Submitted Jack Clarke. Clarke, the chance to make it 2-0. Yes. 70 minutes gone. Sunderland lead here 2-0 at Wembley. And that should be the cup all wrapped up. Going forward now, Jack Clarke waiting for some runners, trying to make it 3. Mayeri here into Mundo. Mundo with a chance to make it 3. Great save from the keeper. Trying to recycle the ball here. Dan Neil feeds it through to Chris Rigg. Not Chris Rigg, it's Jack Clarke. Clarke with the second. Sunderland's third. That's our first trophy wrapped up. And there is the final whistle. We've done it 3-0 over our local rivals Newcastle to bring in the first trophy of this rebuild. I accidentally skipped the trophy celebrations, but confirmation is that we did win the Carabao Cup with a 3-0 win over Newcastle. How And here we are then at the end of the season, and there's still a lot to play for this year. Over in the Premier League, we are 3 points behind City with 1 game left. City just need a draw and they'll be Premier League champions. However, they are facing Arsenal away from home in the final game of the season. Arsenal themselves are trying to cling on to a Champions League spot. I forgot to mention, by the way, we're third. We have confirmed Champions League football. I just didn't shouldn't mention that. We are fully in this fight for the Premier League still, because we'll be playing our final game against Nottingham Forest. We also need Chelsea to drop points, and then you have Newcastle at home. And Newcastle in a Europa League fight with Spurs down 6th. As for the other competitions, we went out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, losing to Spurs 2-1. However, over in the Conference League, we have another final lined up as well against Eintracht Frankfurt. Before we get to the Conference League final, our full focus is on the Premier League still. We just need to do our part today, get 3 points, and see where that leaves us. Hopefully Arsenal and our local rivals Newcastle can do us a favour. Right now, let's just focus on beating Forest. I forgot to check before the game, but I'm pretty sure Forest are already relegated, so this should be a one-way fight, but let's just see. And Neil now plays it into Chris Rigg, looking for an early chance, trying to feed it through to Jack Clarke, just trying to work something back to Rigg. Bellingham into Mundle. Mundle can turn into Mayenda. Mayenda trying to find space for a shot in the box. Mayenda! Oh, just wide. Serkin coming forward now. Plays it into Chris Rigg. Space opening up. The shot's going to open up at Chris Rigg. Oh, good save from the keeper again. Forrest coming forward now for their first tackle of the game. It's Simon. Plays it into Gibbs White. Gibbs White goes for goal. Good save from Pato. And it works something now. Mundle plays it out to Daniel. Daniel lays it off to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg turns the defender. It's the run of Serkin. Just trying to work something in the box here. Serkin into Jack Clarke. Clarke feeds it into Mayenda. Mayenda chips over the keeper. 1-0. What a team goal. What a finish. Elias are getting, lads. Serkin now coming forward. Plays it into Jack Clarke. Clarke chips over to Mayenda. Mayenda takes it down. Mayenda, good shot. Oh, what a save from the keeper. And Neil into Jack Clarke. Clarke into Mayenda. Mayenda into Mundle. Mundle with a chance. Goes for goal. Another good save from the keeper. Corner here taking short. Rigg just driving at the box. Feeds it to Dan Ballard. Ballard goes for goal. Another good save from Carlos Miguel in goal. Forrest now coming forward. It could be in here. Been caught out at the back. Trey Hume getting across, trying to cover Hudson-Odoi. It's a good save from Patterson, but oh, the rebound. It's 1-1. We've had how many chances? How many? And they've just equalised. And they're now coming forward. Feeds it through to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg, can he turn in the box? He does well. Into Jack Clarke. Clarke has to score. Clarke, yes! Come on. 2-1. Coming forward now. I'd love a third just to put on mind disease. Mane takes down into Mundle. Mundle with a chance to wrap the game up. He's found the back of the net. 3-1. That's all 3 points wrapped up, but will it be enough for the title? One here for Forest, and Pato will collect, and that'll be the final whistle. Was it enough for the Premier League title? The lads aren't really celebrating. I have a feeling that it wasn't enough after all of that. I think Man City or Chelsea must have picked up a win. Sadly, it wasn't enough then, as we do fall short, and we ended up finishing 3rd in the Premier League, but that's out of sight, out of mind right now, as all our focus on the Conference League final. Can we do a cup double and bring home the Carabao Cup and the Conference League? Let's find out. Away the lads. And you're now driving forward, an early chance, feeds it to Mayenda. Mayenda now goes for goal. It's a good shot, good save. Jack Clarke now coming from Sunderland, trying to find the breakthrough now. Into Daniel. Daniel has the space. He's going to feed it back to Mayenda. Mayenda surely must score. He does. 1-0 here, someone in the final. So I'm not entirely sure what happened. The game kind of froze at half time. Very annoyingly, I think I'm just going to have to jump to result and see what we can do. And we do win 2-1. It is incredibly anticlimactic, and I apologise, but the game just froze and there's not much I can do. Confirmation that we did win the Conference League, bringing home a cup double with the Carabao Cup, and we whipped out the open top bus to parade the 2 trophies around as well. Just confirmation of the league then. Very frustrating in the end to fall short at the final day. But yeah, it was by far and away our best ever season in the league. Over in the stats then, as you can see, the boys are absolutely flying this season. Mayenda got 36 goals in all competitions. Chris Rigg and Jack Clarke both got 25 and 11 assists each. Bit of a quiet season for Mundle, who got 10 and 7, but still productive. Ironically though, the only stats we led in the Premier League though was red cards, with Jack Clarke who managed to get 2. A decent effort from the young lad. Over in the Premier League team of the season, Mayenda and Chris Rigg both made it in. That is where we will wrap up season 6, by far and away our most fruitful season in this rebuild. Let's see what we can do in the Champions League. If we can make a dent, maybe even push for the Premier League next year. Let's go. Into season 7 then. This is slowly becoming the longest rebuild I've ever had to do on this channel. This is the team then. Not much extra to add other than we have developed into one of the best teams on the planet. The front 3 is lethal, with Jack Clarke being one of the best in the world. And even I get to say this midfield trio of Neil, Rigg and Bellingham has developed into the best midfield 3 in the world. And a very strong backline of Serkin, Ballard, Hume and Pembele. Hume, by the way, turning into one of the best centre backs in the league, if not in all of Europe. And Pato is very, very solid keeper as well. Slowing down all the loans then means that we have a very strong bench going into this year as well. Not ridiculously powerful by any means, but it's definitely the best we've had so far in the sale. I do have a few loans here and there. If Helge has a big season for Leipzig, it's not impossible that he replaces Pembele. Matty Young as well, he's only 23, rated 80. There's still a chance he could overturn Patterson. It'll probably take a few years still. In saying that, depending on how the league and the Champions League go, this may be the last season we do. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the end of the season. And here we are at the end of season 7 of what may be potentially the finale finale of this whole episode. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We are on track to complete something historical, starting with an FA Cup final against Manchester City. We will then follow this up with, not the Carabao Cup, as we went out in penalties to Brentford in the quarterfinals, but the Premier League. There are 2 games left, and if we win them both, no matter what else happens, we will be Premier League champions. Man City are only a point behind, while Chelsea are 4 points behind. Regardless of results elsewhere, if we can just bring home 6 points, we will wrap up the Premier League trophy. But we're not done yet. After all of that is complete, we have a Champions League final lined up against AC Milan, or Milano FC, thanks EA. So 4 games left to complete a historic treble winning season. This would be the best end to a rebuild I've ever done before if we can win a treble. And it's by far one of the strongest lineups that ever came together in a rebuild as well. A front line led by Clarke, Mayenda and Mundle. A midfield trio of Rig, Bellingham and Dan Neil. A back line of Dennis Serkin, Dan Ballard, Trey Hume and Timothy Pembele. And finally Anthony Patterson between the sticks. I also went ahead and cancelled all the loans that were still going on this season, so we have the strongest possible bench for the finale. Let's not waste any more time. We have 4 games to make history. Let's get into it, lads. FA Cup up first, and probably the one I care the least about because we've already brought home a domestic cup, but let's get into it. I would love to win all 3. So you come forward now. I've lost the ball out of the pitch. Savino's 1-on-1. Great save, Pato. Daniel now plays it into Jack Clarke. Clarke waiting for the run of Mayenda. He steps up through. Mayenda could be in here to make it 1-0. Mayenda. Oh, good save from the keeper. City coming forward now. Savino pulls it back to Silva on the edge of the box. Silva plays it into Phil Foden. Phil Foden 1-on-1. 1-0 just before half-time. Man City have the advantage heading into the break. In the second half now, and I would love a quick goal just to get the sides level again. Mandel plays it through. Mayenda, is he on? He is onside. Mayenda goes for goal! Yes, come on. 1-1, level up Wembley. Coming forward now, Bellingham plays it through. Clarke could be in here. Clarke with some time, goes 1-on-1. Oh, great defending from Kalulu. Coming into the 80th minute now, trying to work something forward. Jack Clarke waiting for some runners, plays it into Dan Neil. Dan Neil goes for goal. Dan Neil! Oh, it's back of the net. 2-1 with 10 minutes to go. Is that the FA Cup title? Come on. Trying to find a third now to kill the game. Clarke slips it into Mayenda. Mayenda could be in here to win the trophy, to finish the game. Sunderland 3. Man City 1, come on. Man City trying to find a consolation goal now. Savino cutting back the edge of the box, plays into the crow, crossing the box, headed goalwards, and it is 3-2. Only 2 minutes to play though. And we will just hold on to the ball for the last few moments here as we confirm the first trophy of the season. With a 3-2 win over Man City in the FA Cup final. Here we are in the first of hopefully 3 trophies as Dan Neil lifts the FA Cup for Sunderland. Come on. No rest for the wicked then, and we're straight from the FA Cup final into this midweek Premier League game to keep our title dreams alive. Come on. Big win there from Serkin, plays into Jack Clarke. Clarke pulls it back to Chris Rig. Chris Rig goes for goal. It's a good shot, good save from Vicario. And it works with the corner here. Chris Rig plays it to Jack Clarke on the edge of the box, who feeds it into Serkin. Serkin tries to keep it alive here. He's done really well here, Dennis Serkin. Floats it in to Mundle. Oh, Clarke now driving forward, still looking for that first goal. The space going to open for a shot. Jack Clarke goes for goal just over the bar. Awesome, great pressure, and the keeper's messed up. Vicario plays it short. Mayenda dives in, and we get a very lucky 1-0 lead here. Brighton could be in here. Rutter slipped in. Jorginho, oh, he squares it. 1-1. That was poor defending and good attacking there from Brighton as they level up just moments later. Oh, Brighton are killing us with his quick passing going forwards. He's going to go for goal from distance. Good save from Patterson. Trying to counter attack quickly here. Chris Rig feeds it. Mayenda trying to get away from the defender if he can. He just about can. Goes for goal. 2-1. Mayenda is so good now. Won the ball out of the pitch now. Sunderland coming forward. Chris Rig slips it through to Jack Clarke. Clarke now gets past the defender. Squares it back to Mundle. Went too deep. Mundle with a chance to make it 3-1. He's got it. That should be all 3 points, but there's still 25 minutes to play. And there is the full-time whistle. We've done half the job. Now we've got another Premier League game to wrap up the trophy. Man City won their game, meaning that the Premier League will go down to the final game of the season in front of the home fans. If we win today, we bring home the first Premier League of Sunderland's history. Clarke now turns really well, feeds it to Mayenda. Mayenda trying to find space for shot, guys. Back to goal. Chris Rig. Dan Neil into Chris Rig. Slips it through Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke squares it to Mayenda. Mayenda 1-0. 7 minutes gone and we lead 1-0. Dan Neil now driving forward for Sunderland. We'll make it a 2-goal lead here. He slips it through Mayenda. Mayenda could be in here. He's beating the offside trap. Cuts on his left foot really well. Mayenda goes for goal. Good save from Hall. Trying to work it alive. Trying to keep it alive now. Chris Rig plays it into Bellingham. Bellingham steps up onto his right foot. Space open up for a shot. Bellingham goes for goal. Good shot. Good save. Done really well there. Chris Rig plays it into Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke lays it off to Mayenda. Mayenda to Mundle. Mundle now 1-on-1 to make it 2. He does not miss. 30 minutes gone. Sunderland 2, Brentford 0. We have 2 hands firmly now on our first Premier League trophy. Just to add, I'm fully aware we've won the top flight before. We've never won it since it became the Premier League. Want to cover my own ass. Great tackle from Pembele. Now it could be in Jack Clarke. Rig now plays it into Pembele. Pembele just turning, waiting for the run. Is it Mundle into Chris Rig now? Space comes up for a shot for Chris Rig. Good save from the keeper. Trying to rush him in the box now. Mundle finds space for shot. Goes for goal. Oh! What a goal by Mundle. It just skimmed the floor. made it way past anyone and settled in the bottom corner. What a goal by Mundle. I don't often show replays, but this one fully deserves it. He just strokes it along the floor, bounces before it hits the back of the net, and settles in the bottom corner. Brentford could be in here in the second half. Their first chance, really. Castanelos turns well on the edge of the box. It's past the defender, one-on-one. Keeper rushes out. They're going to play it back to Jeremy. Jeremy floats it in the back post. He goes for goal. Great save, Pato. Brentford now trying to keep the attack alive. Plays it into Akanji. Akanji is off to Dabo. Dabo tries to find space for a shot. He's turned really well. Goes for goal. Darwin finds the back of the net. And it is 3-1. Oh, he's offside. Never mind. Daniel now coming forward. Plays it into Mayenda. Mayenda lays it off to Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg cuts back on his left foot. Brilliant bit of skill there from Rigg. Mayenda could be in to finish the game. He's missed. I thought he scored. He's just spooned it wide. Going forward now, trying to find a fourth. Mundle into Chris Rigg. Space opens up for shot. Chris Rigg goes for goal. Great save from Hall. Chris Rigg now feeds it into Mundle. Mundle is played on by their right back, I think. Mundle goes for goal. 4-0. Premier League title well and truly wrapped up there as Romain Mundle gets on the score sheet again. And Bailey now plays it to Dan Neil. Dan Neil coming forward. He's going to try and step over some space now. He's just charging at the box. Dan Neil out of nowhere. The captain makes it 5 with the pick of the bunch with an Ankara Messi type run. 5-0 Premier League title all wrapped up. And there we are then, full-time whistle in the end. Romain Mundle gets a hat-trick and keeps the ball that not only the hat-trick with, but the one that Sunderland won the Premier League with as well. Dan Neil, a local lad, one of our best academy products. He's about to lift the Premier League title in front of the home fans at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland have won the Premier League. Get in. Win or lose, this game against AC Milan will be the finale of this Sunderland rebuild. Just taking a quick break from the action to have a look at the stats then before we head into the final game. Mundle, Mayenda and Jack Clarke all had generational seasons with an amazing front three here. You got 34 goals, 32 goals and 27 goals respectively. Mundle's 34 goals and 14 assists gave him 48 goal contributions for the year. Wow. In terms of growth then, we had a number of players hit 90. Jack Clarke up to 94, Chris Rigg up to 92, and he's still only 23. Raheem turned into the best centre-back in the world at 91. Belly, I'm sure he's going to be up there with his brother as well, hitting 91 also. Serkin and Dan Neil both hit 90 as well. Mundle and Mayenda rounding up the attack with 89s, and the defence was strong with Pato 87, Pembele 86, and Dan Ballard 85. In terms of accolades then, Chris Rigg got the golden shoe in the Premier League with 16 assists. Go on, lad. In the FA Cup, Mayenda was the top scorer with 7 goals. And in the Champions League, Romain Mundle has 12, making him the current top scorer, and he should finish there as well. Let's not waste any more time though. Let's get into this Champions League final against AC Milan. Can we bring home this historic treble? Can we end this on a high note? Let's find out. AC Milan are in this horrendous orange number, wearing our beautiful white away kit. Let's get into them, lads. From the off, let's bring home the Champions League. Early chance here for AC Milan as Raphael picks on the edge of the box, trying to find space for a shot, maybe just trying to close him down. Joel Bellingham does really well, but it's going to bounce kindly to Kudos. Good save from Pato. At the counter-attack here, Mayenda picks up the ball on the halfway line, cuts on his left foot, waits for the run of Pembele. Pembele, well, people could be in here. Tries to just cut back, lays it off to Mundle. Mundle now with a chance to make it 1-0. He finds the back of the net. After just 8 minutes, Romain Mundle has found the back of the net. Get in, son. Oh, AC Milan could be in here. Kudos lays off to Boucher. Boucher goes for goal, and just 4 minutes later, it is 1-1, dear. Chris Rigg now doing really well, charging forward to back and forth game so far. Space up for Chris Rigg. Oh, just wide. Harder now for AC Milan coming down. He's going to play it into Boucher. Boucher puts it back to Harder. Harder coming into the box, trying to not let him shoot. Standing up, good defending, lads. Trying to keep it tight alive now is Kudos. He's going to walk in. Raphael, yeah, great save from Powell. Try and get away, lads, please. Yes, well done. Then attacking the defence now is Jack Clarke. Sips it through to Mayenda. Mayenda could be in. A lot of work to do. Miltao cutting him off. He's going to play it back to Jack Clarke. Clarke slips it through to Mundle. Mundle with a chance to make it 2-1. From defence to attack. Romain Mundle puts the cherry on top, and we lead Milan 2-1 in the final. Oh, we won the ball high up the pitch. That was brilliant from Mundle. Now Mundle coming forward, sips it through to Jack Clarke. Clarke with a chance to make it 3. Well blocked. Corner now for Milan in the last moments of the half. To be floated in the box. Pato should get there. He does, punches it away. Can we get it clear, please, boys? Pato will get there. That's going to end the half. Oh, AC Milan could be in here. We went to sleep at the back. There's a massive gap. Boucher could be in. Goes for goal. He's found the back of the net. That's just poor defending, and the game is back level. 2-2. Jack Clarke now coming forward. Plays it into Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg to continue driving it forward. Feeds it into Dan Neil. Dan Neil now floats it over to Mayenda. If Mayenda can get there, he can. It's 3-2. Oh, I think he's offside. He is. Dan Neil coming forward on the counter-attack now. He's got Jack Clarke running. It's not even Clarke. It's Serkin. Serkin now coming to the box. Cuts back into Dan Neil. Dan Neil feeds it through to Mayenda. Mayenda now to surely must score. He does. Sunderland 3, Milan 2. What a final. 20 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Joe Bellingham charging forward now. Gives it into Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg plays into Jack Clarke. Clarke floats over to Mayenda. Surely a goal now would seal it. Mayenda goes for goal. It's 4-2. Is that a hat-trick from Mayenda? I think it might be. Sunderland 4, AC Milan 2. Surely that's the trophy wrapped up then. AC Milan not giving up just yet. It's Harder plays it back to Ugarte. Good block, but we've lost the ball again to Harder. Harder goes for goal. Good save from Pato. Just working the ball nicely here. Maybe trying to find another goal. Chris Reid coming forward. Floated over to Jack Clarke. Clarke could be in here. Clarke's going to float it into Mayenda. 5-2. Eliza Mayenda scores. I actually think Mayenda might have overtaken Mundo's top scorer of the Champions League as well. But that is going to be the Champions League all wrapped up. Mayenda, what a striker he turned out to be. Free kick here for Sunderland. Jack Clarke wants to make it 6 with a good free kick. It's a decent free kick. Oh, off the bar. Just passing it round now. No words here from Sunderland. The title's all wrapped up. Riggs going to go for goal. Oh, Chris Riggs just makes it 6. They're just taking the piss here, lads. Come on. And there you have it. There's the final whistle. Sunderland 6, AC Milan 2. It was a close game until the last 20 minutes when Sunderland just turned on the burners and scored 4. Here we are then, 7 seasons in the book, no transfers except Jack Clarke. Yet we still managed to do this historic treble, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and now the Champions League. Well done, lads, drink it in. At the start of this career mode, the goal was simple, to see how far I could take the Sunderland crop of young players. Could we take them to the very top? And we've answered that emphatically with a historic treble. Academy graduate Dan Neal leading the lads in celebration here as we've done it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It took a little while to get ready, but if you have, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.